What's up, everybody? Welcome to Closing Open Wounds. How are you? Praying that all is well with you and your family. And if by chance it is not, remember that God still got you, no matter what you're facing, no matter what you're going through. But I heard a story and I wanted to share it with you. And I really want to get your just your POV, your point of view of this story. So make sure you drop your comments in the comment section below. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Kalisha, and we talk about life here. We talk about love. We talk about God. We cover all bases here. This channel was built for healing and growth and maturing and evolving, and we should be doing that every day. Amen. Amen. So I heard the story and I want to share it with you. I've actually heard this story a few months ago, and I wanted to now bring it to the channel. So I heard this story of a couple who got married, a young Black couple who had got married. The man was doing very well for himself. The wife was doing very well for herself at the same time. However, she wasn't happy where she was in her career. If I'm not mistaken, she was let's say she was a physician's assistant, a doctor of some sort. And she was very accomplished, but there were still higher levels that she could go. So she wasn't happy. And the issue was this: when they would come home, even though at work she was in a managerial position where she directed others and whatnot, she was what you would call a typical strong Black woman. I cannot wait until we retire that phrase. But this is who she was. She was very demanding and very assertive, if you may. And she did get the job done, but she was still unsatisfied. She felt as though she had something to prove. So I heard this story, and the gentleman goes and he is getting an Uber, and he's going somewhere, and he and the Uber driver are talking, and they realize that that they had both been married. But the gentleman who's married to this physician's assistant, he is saying that he's getting a divorce. And the Uber driver could not understand why. You're successful, she's successful. What's going on? What is the deal? And the issue that the husband was having is that basically the woman took that same attitude of who she was at work and kept bringing it home. So this became an issue in their marriage. So much of an issue that he had filed for divorce. This is serious. And I'm bringing this to the attention of you guys, to the viewers, to the channel, because this happens more often than we'd like to admit. In relationships, in marriage, you're going to have to learn to gender switch your roles. You're going to you have to learn how to code switch, if you will. Because I'm in property management, and most of the time I am a manager and I have staff under me, I can't come home to my husband and be authoritative to him. Okay, I have to be able to still come home, even in the workplace, be this strong woman and this direct woman, but I still have to learn to come home, humble myself, and serve my husband. Now, it doesn't stop there. It's the same for men. You have to, you could be the CEO, you could be the director, you could be all of the, positions of authority. Even as a man, you can't come home and speak to your wife in that manner. This is what's causing a lot of friction in our marriages. Now, you guys know I've been divorced, and so I have experience, but this was not an issue because I knew that even though I was a manager at work, when I come home, I'm a spouse, I'm a wife, I'm submitted, and I'm here to serve my husband. We really need to have these conversations actually before we get married and really dive deep into the adolescence of the people that we are potentially potentially trying to marry, because you'll find most times things stemming from their childhood that they have brought into the marriage, unresolved issues, self-esteem issues. The woman in this story, the wife in this story, she just never felt good enough. And the issue came from coming from a family that made her not feel good enough, where her husband accepted her for who she was, and he married her and was very regretful that he had to file for divorce. So this is what I wanted to share with you. I don't know who this message is for, but it needs to be said. It needs to be preached. We have to be able to let go of the titles when you get home. And I know it's hard. It's easier said than done. We have stressful work environments. Our jobs are very demanding. But if you need to take 5-10 minutes in the car before you go into that house to woosah and get yourself together and in the mind frame to serve, then that's what you need to do to save your marriage, if this indeed is an issue that you are experiencing. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. I don't want to be before you long. As you can probably tell, I'm on my way to the house of the Lord. I am leading worship today, so keep me in your prayers. And next week I'll be ministering the gospel. So please grab the horns of the altar for me. And I'm always praying for you guys. But this is just a check-in. This is just to make you aware. Like, am I doing this? Am I bringing home the stress of work home? Is it debilitating my marriage, my relationships, even with our children? I've been there. It was not easy raising children in stressful environments or having issues in a marriage. I understand that. But it really takes a mature person to self-evaluate and say, hey, this is something that I need to improve upon. This is an area that I can grow in and mature in and do better, because we are better together. Relationships are challenging at times. I used to say relationships are hard, but they're really not if you have the right heart and posture to be in a marriage or relationship. And I tell anyone this, that if you are in the mindset of just getting from a marriage, getting just what you can get from a person, you're not ready for marriage, because marriage and relationships in general, you have to give. You have to be ready to give. And a lot of us are not understanding that marriage and relationships is about giving more than receiving. It's about setting the tone. It's about your principles. It's about your values. It is about, your relationship with God. All of this plays a part. And far often, our marriages are suffering because we are not self-evaluating. We're not looking in the mirror and saying, hey, I need to improve upon this. We're not sitting down with our spouse and apologizing when necessary. We're very prideful. We're egotistic, narcissistic. We have a lot of issues. A lot of our issues do stem from our childhood, like I always say. However, it is our job to, reconfigure, course correct, and fix what we know is not working. Okay, so I just wanted to share that with you. I love you guys so much. Continue to pray for me as I pray for you. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care.